Hey, what's up? It's MJ DeMarco, and today is the first day of the rest of your life. Now, I'm not sure who originally coined that phrase, but it's relevant to a topic that's being discussed over at the Fastlane forum right now. And while it might not seem relevant to you or the average YouTube viewer, I can promise you it can be one of the most important things you can learn in your lifetime. And the sooner you learn this, the more likely you will be happy in your life, regardless of your financial status. So I've heard a few people mention, both here at YouTube and at my own forum, that after they achieved a certain level of success, they've made their millions, they've paid off their parents' mortgage, and they've owned and driven their Lambos and McLarens, that now they're facing this existential crisis. They find themselves saying, hey, you know what? I don't need to make more money, or I don't need a bigger house or a faster car. But now what? In effect, what these people are saying is that they have climbed and conquered Mount Olympus, and once they got to the top of the mountain, they found absolutely nothing there. And by nothing, I'm not talking about externalities like public accolades, respect, or headlines on TechCrunch, but internalities like feeling happy or being at peace. A great example of this real-life phenomena comes from the late Buzz Aldrin, who was one of the first men to walk on the moon. After he accomplished his lifetime achievement, he found himself lost and depressed, or in his words, directly heading into an abyss. In his memoir, aptly titled Magnificent Desolation, which is, interestingly, a great double entendre for part of his life, Buzz Aldrin said, "I wanted to resume my duties, but there were no duties to resume. There was no goal, no sense of calling, no project worth pouring myself into." Now, Buzz Aldrin's experience is a bit like these stories I come across every so often, where people accomplish some long sought-after goal, and then after achieving their victory, they find themselves lost in this existential crisis. This is also why you hear people who retire after jobs for 40 or 50 years, and they die soon after, sometimes just months later. This is also why even people who retire early in their 30s or 40s with millions of dollars are finding themselves bored and depressed. And now they're doing YouTube videos saying, early retirement sucks, or early retirement is depressing. Folks, don't let these early retirement or success testimonials dissuade you from achieving your goals or going after them. Because you know what? They all lack the same thing. It's like following a recipe for baking cookies, but the people giving you the recipe are missing critical ingredients like flour or sugar. Now, in my situation, I've considered myself semi-retired for nearly 15 years, and I've never been happier. Why aren't I suffering this existential crisis? Why aren't I doing videos saying, oh, how depressed I am, and early retirement sucks, and making millions just isn't worth the effort? Well, here's why. And it's why you'll either live your life happy with meaning or depressed and wondering, what's the whole damn point? The common denominator in all these stories of great success, then leading to some kind of depression or losing the meaning of life, is clear. Once these people achieve some long-standing goal, they lose their purpose. You see, purpose is what gives meaning to life. It gives you a reason to wake up, a reason to do the hard things and endure the struggle when things get tough or uncomfortable. This is why I always say purpose is the source of lasting, durable motivation, not passion. Purpose is the spark, while passion can be an accelerant. So if your purpose is to feed your kids and keep them from being homeless, do you think you would struggle to find motivation? No, your purpose is always that light in that dark unknown. So if you spend 5 years with the ultimate purpose to retire with an 8-figure net worth, or win an Olympic gold medal, or to walk on the moon, and you actually achieve that purpose, you will undoubtedly go through this celebration phase as you bask in your victory, and everything will seem awesome. But ultimately, that feeling is going to slowly fade away and then disappear, leaving you with this empty feeling of, gee, what's next? What now? So here's my point, and it's critically important if you want to be happy now and remain happy later. If you don't have a purpose, you will find life's journey terribly hard to navigate and probably rife with a lot of suffering. You will find success even harder. Moreover, if you're one of the few who achieve that purpose, I want to achieve X, Y, or Z, and this is important, and you do not replace that purpose with a new one, you will likely experience this existential crisis, or worse, start sliding into this suboptimal depression. In my 20s and early 30s, my purpose was to win financial freedom young. And I'm not talking about this mediocre suckfest that is being promoted everywhere nowadays, involving these fanatical budgets and savings rituals, and you only can drive a used car with 200,000 miles, and you should never eat out because it's super expensive, and then you should go live in a shed down by the river where you can flush the toilet just once a day because you know how much water you'll save and the bill will be so low. No, that's not the financial freedom I wanted. I wanted real, genuine financial freedom where I can drive what I want, live what I want, and do what I want. So after I accomplished that financial freedom, I quickly replaced my purpose with a new one to spread the message of real financial independence via fast lane entrepreneurship, which was done through my writing, which bonus, writing also happens to be a passion of mine. So now I'm led by my purpose, but still having this financial freedom allows me to pursue a passionate endeavor of writing, which tends to be low probability and low profit. So if you want your entire life, regardless of your status, to be filled with happiness, find your purpose. Give your life a meaning. Give yourself a reason to jump out of bed and tackle the day. Now, there's two types of purposes, and I believe there's an optimum strategy to deploy them. The first type of purpose is a personal purpose, which tends to be of a selfish nature or related to your social or family sphere. A personal purpose is like the purpose I had, to retire early, to pay off my mother's mortgage, and to be able to live my day-to-day life in a manner that I dreamed. So if you're struggling to succeed in your life and you haven't scored many wins, your first purpose should be a personal purpose that inspires personal growth and new yous to evolve from it. For example, taking care of my kids. Sounds like a personal purpose, doesn't it? But you know what? It's likely is not going to inspire any personal growth other than keeping you to a job that pays bills month after month. A better personal purpose might be to become a multimillionaire, because that purpose inspires personal growth, while it also takes care of the other purpose, taking care of your kids. So after you conquer your personal purpose or purposes, then you can move on to the second type of purpose, or what I call a philanthropic purpose. Philanthropic purposes tend to be altruistic, transcending national or global scales, and more importantly, they really can't disappear due to their scope or magnitude. A great example of this entire process is Bill Gates. Now, I'm not a big fan of the man, but he likely achieved a personal purpose, and then once he made his billions, he transitioned to a philanthropic purpose involving healthcare and vaccines. In fact, you will find many successful entrepreneurs who make a boatload of money in a short period of time who also follow this formula. They have a personal purpose which they achieve, and then they transition to a philanthropic purpose. This is the exact formula I've been using, and notice my purpose of spread the fast lane unscripted message is not really achievable, simply because there's no end date to the purpose. There's no way the entire world can live unscripted. However, don't confuse purpose with goals. The purpose of spread my message and the goal of selling 10 million copies of a book are two very different things. So, if you're lucky enough to achieve great things with your business, pay close attention to disappearing purposes. If you let your purpose expire due to achievement, or you don't transition to a philanthropic purpose, you too might face one of these existential crises underscored by depression and a lack of meaning. So in Buzz Aldrin's story, the footnote in his biography reads like this. Rock bottom came when Aldrin, in a drunken rage, was arrested for smashing in the door of his girlfriend's apartment. Disgusted with himself for being back at square one, he gave up the bottle for good in October of '78. There would be more difficulties and heartbreak to come, but from that point, Aldrin was able to rediscover his purpose in life. As an aid to recovering alcoholics, an author, a continued contributor to the American space program, and finally as a symbol of the great era of space exploration that had once placed a burden on him almost too great to bear. Have purpose, have a meaningful life. And remember, the entire point of identifying your personal purpose is that it is to inspire personal growth, is to have it constantly itch at the back of your mind to remind you that, you know what, it's not the destination, because you know what? You're probably going to find nothing there. It is the journey. The more you can reflect on your day-to-day process with that purpose lurking in the background, the more happiness you will experience. I'm MJ DeMarco, and remember, learning how to make a fortune should never cost a fortune. Hey, it's MJ DeMarco, and I just wanted to remind anyone who is watching that if you join the FastlaneForum.com, which is free, this month I am giving away my daily planner in PDF form. This is the daily planner I use every single day to map out my daily goals, my weekly goals, and my 1-5-10 Planacy. I normally sell these fancy green ones, but if you join the Fastlane Forum, which, if you do not know, is a community of over 70,000 entrepreneurs who are relentlessly pursuing their unscripted dreams through Fastlane entrepreneurship. Join that forum and you can download this for free. You can print them at will for the rest of your life. And moreover, you can give your goals a real probability for success. I posted a link in the comments section. Check it out. I'm at the forum every single day. I contribute, I chat, I hang out. I truly hope to see you there.